Welcome to another episode of Not for the Weak Minded. Now in this video I'm going to show you some articles again. I'm not going to read them all, but I'm just going to show you how much is out there to see, and from these articles speculation as to what is really going on around us today. The bigger picture. The bigger picture does involve a great deal of deception and technologies. So you can see on my screen there's a white sun emitting the colours of the rainbow. This is part of understanding how the elites today are using the knowledge of frequencies or creation, right, to go against it. Anyway, we live in a great time of war. There hasn't been peace on the earth in a long time. You know, we, the Western civilization, have a perceived perception of peace. However, we are all economic slaves, to a corrupt system controlled by wicked spirits in high places. These people have created a system of deceit, lies, mass genocide, and they want to take over the world. They want to take over the earth. They want to control everyone in the end with technologies. But in order to fulfill their New World Order agendas, they need to depopulate. They need a war, and they need certain scenarios to come about where they will be offering their solutions. Their solutions being, you know, the vaccine coming, because everyone is scared of this virus, staying indoors, not knowing that this is a frequency-based reality and that they are liars. People die every day, but you don't hear that on the news, and they're masquerading those people that do die, you know, to co-humanity, to get away, to erase our rights, to bring in new laws so that they can have sweeping powers, so that we the people, the truthers particularly, as I've been trying to say in the last 2 videos ago, or 3 videos ago, they know who we are. They've logged us. They hate the truth, these people. They want us to stop speaking it so they can cull humanity and have an easy time about it. It's a joke that they are so brazenly today doing what they're doing, shutting down the schools over this agenda, that this virus that was no threat. The real threat has always been those people in charge in the first place, with their scheming, with their plotting, with their money, because they've enslaved us all. The people in charge do not care about the regular citizen, whatever race you are. So this is about trying to make you understand that the time you live in, essentially, that war has been raging in the Middle East for a while, you know, and the consequences of the actions which we're going to face because of this corrupt system based upon slavery, based upon capitalism, based upon corruption. You see, these Satanists that run this world, they are playing the evil and the light at the same time. They want to offer you solutions after they've caused the problems, for a reason. Always for a reason. Nothing is accident in this world. Everything is created. These scenarios are created for a reason. So coronavirus, Britain could see the biggest mobilization of military since Iraq War. As expected, right? Why, really? Is there something they're not telling us? Do we not live in a great time of war? Pestilence, famine, corruption. So coronavirus deployment, British Army called in to support desperate NHS frontline. Again, our hospitals are very busy places. They are full to the brim of people that are dying and sick every single day because they have mostly been ignoring the evidence that points to they have a common enemy, that they have been lied to about their own existence, that they don't even know that the people in charge are the ones poisoning them, poisoning their food, poisoning the water, been chemtrailing for the last 4 decades, poisoning the air, and yet don't see the connection to why all these sicknesses are rising around us with, the increased use of vaccines that have never cured anyone of anything. So, in fact, they've given us many things through vaccines, measles being one. Oh dear. It's crazy. The sickness at the top of our society and the things they're willing to do to fulfill their manifestations, let's call it, their will, is unbelievable. The lengths that they will go to. 9/11, this is another 9/11. The coronavirus epidemic, it's another 9/11. It's a false flag operation designed for a reason, to distract you, to distract everyone while they continue doing other things and implement 5G, secure 5G. America's just put the deal, President Trump's done it, and if you think that we're not the same here, we are. 5G is coming, and we do not want it as a civilization. Nor do we want 6G, 7G, because it's all designed to take away our rights, take away our free will. So, the hospitals, yeah, they've been busy, but this pandemic isn't a pandemic, is it? When you go and look at the numbers, the real numbers, and you go look at how many people have died and they've been elderly with preconditions, and how they've actually used the stats themselves, which basically prove that they're nothing but deceivers. The app they use, COVID-19 app, go look at it. Go look at the stats yourself. It's fraud. Fraud, fraud, fraud. So the stats that these people use are based on science, and it's fraudulent. This is how they've been getting away with it for decades. This is why I've been telling you people that I do believe in science, but not science that is deployed by these people. Science that actually proves the opposite. So Boris Johnson is not in charge. He's just a piece of shit, corrupted pedo, voice box for a machine, essentially. For a machine that is literally rising around us. Armies are mobilizing against the coronavirus. Cancelling drills, right? Running hospitals and patrolling the streets. Why? What do the government know, and what's going on around you right now that has everyone in the government flapping, for example, or in the private sector, in the companies, leaving and stepping down and fleeing the major cities? I think most people are so unaware of the situation around them, even though they know it, they can see it. They go look at the news every day, flick through their phone, World War III, 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 apocalypse time, end of days, end of days. You see what I'm saying? They don't see it, They don't know the truth about themselves. You know, that they shouldn't fear these things because death is just the beginning, but these are the intentions of our enemy. It has been for a long time. Go look up Albert Pike. This is their intentions, their manifestations. They're just playing it by a script that they've written a long time ago. So with coronavirus spreading, the US military is dealing with a social distancing problem. So again, this social distancing thing is getting out of hand. You know, they're putting the things in supermarkets. You can't stack, you know, at tills, and you know they're going to get rid of money. It's all planned operation to usher in a new system, a new world system, run by the United Nations. So obviously, you know, these people here, social distancing, right? So they're like, you're gonna have to bring in new rules, regulations. It's a joke. It really is. Meanwhile, away. The US military to send field hospitals to New York and Seattle. It tells me something. It tells me that something's going to happen in New York, and they're preparing for it. It tells me that all these things, all these operations going around that's involving the military right now are because they're preparing for something that they believe is coming, or they may know is coming, which is the complete and destruction. What have I done? The complete destruction. Oh, there. Of. Stop it. The powerhouses within the Western civilization. New York, Washington. And how this is part of Agenda 2130. Times are not good for all of us, because these people in high places have manipulated all nations now to fight amongst each other, while they flee into their bunkers thinking that they've done a number on us and that they can use technologies to escape judgment. Come on, people, we need to wake up. We need people to, in these places, to stop doing what they're told. Please, soldiers, police officers, stop it. Wake up. Look above the power chain and know that those people are pedophiles telling you what to do. So yeah, 4 coalition troops in Afghanistan test positive for coronavirus. Is this coronavirus a mask for war? That's what I'm thinking. It is something going on in the background, which has been going on in the background for a long time, which has been escalating in the Middle East to the point now where there's no... If things carry on, we're going to go to the point of no return. There will be another war, and it will involve Russia, China, and the West. But it won't be good for the West, because it's already planned so. Do you understand? That they know and want the outcome of this, of the self-destruction of this oil-based economy, and then the sweeping of new peoples coming into the areas from the United Nations, bringing in new laws with them, laws which they're actually trying to implement now so that we know them, perhaps. It's a mess. It's a mess, this world. It really is. And it's all because of wicked spirits in high places and their intentions to destroy creation and civilization. What, you know, lying to us about everything to do with it, while using that knowledge to call everything. Intel, coronavirus forces partial US troop drawdown in Iraq. Defeat Islamic State. So the Islamic State, right, was created by the Catholic Church. They control it. So anyone that's with Islam right now and it hates the West, they are going to be used. This nation has been planned to be used against the West as well. It's one literal small group of people putting everyone against each other through the centuries. Nation against nation. Religion against religion, which they have literally took the books of ancient sources and twisted it for their own views, which is why today Jesus has no denomination. He's not part of any church. You know what I'm saying? So, UAE troops hold major military exercise amid coronavirus Iran tensions. When was this? This was March the 24th, 2020. 2 days ago. You got to see the bigger picture. You got to see that there's war going on. It's been going on for a while, and the tensions are rising with Iran. A lot of the dead bodies in Iran was because of military. You know what I'm saying? Like the people in charge want war. They're built upon war. You know what I mean? The war machine has built this civilization through conquest and occupation. So I'm trying to say to you, man, that life could be very short for some of us in the Western civilization to come if this continues. If people, not only are they installing 5G around us in the schools and the stadium and stuff like that for later, but this is a serious threat to all life. Like the elephant in the room, which most people are ignoring. War. A war, right, that we will never see again. No one will well, I can't even get the words out of my mouth, but the point is that it's not going to be what people think. It's going to be something that's never been seen before or ever again. You know what I mean? Well, it has. That's why no history is repeating itself. But when you look into the work of Edgar Cayce and other visionaries, you know, people that can see things, you just got to think, wow, the technology's there for what he saw. Well, I can tell you, a Russian submarine nuking London and Washington. But it's a weapon that has no radiation, though. You know, it's a nuclear bomb, but it's not nuclear. If that makes sense. It has no aftermath. Clean weapon that can literally destroy a city. So, you know, those people that don't know they got a soul, well, they need to sort of repent, don't they? They need to look back upon their life and go, I did wrong. Most people do that anyway if they've got a heart. You know, they don't actually have to worry so much. But, I mean, a lot of people don't know their own existence, do they? So, I don't know. I'm just saying that, you know, one day these things could escalate in the Middle East, and 1 minute we're here, next minute we're not. You know what I'm saying? We gotta live our lives with as best as I can anyway, by speaking the truth in these days. You know, by trying to wake people up to the eventuality of death, that it should not be feared. You know, because you are an immortal, essentially. US to reduce participation in just showcase exercises. Defender Europe. I don't even know what this program is. I'm going to look it up later. Defender Europe 20 over coronavirus concerns. There's Exercise Defender Europe 20. So that coincides with 2020 as well. You know, you got, this is a massive power play here. Norway quarantines 1,300 soldiers in military base after coronavirus confirmed. 6th of March. I mean, how? If these people are not in contact with anyone and they're like quarantined themselves in a military base, how the hell did they get it in the first place? You know, like how did prisoners get it? It's beyond the, you know, it's beyond a joke. This is code for war. It's hidden, but it's there. Biological, psychological, and frequency-based weapons is the answer. They have them. They use them. I've been attacked by one. Anyway, US, Spain agree to make US crisis force deployment permanent. This is in 2018, right? I'll put all the links up, so if you want to read these things you can. I'm not going to go through them, I'm just going, I'm going to blip through, showing you to do with Africa, look. You know, and the things going on in Africa are no different than here. All the world is literally gone corona crazy. Go away, adverts. These things do my nutting. Spain's coronavirus death toll rises to 514 in one day. Right? What the? That doesn't happen. Look, there's a culling going on here. This is a cull. Who are they killing? Who are they taking out? So I'm saying, like, you gotta bear in mind that you, the people, are the target. If you've been speaking truth in these days and you have an influence, you are a target, you know, and they will go in and get these people. They want you dead. How does this happen? 23.6% in one day. Dying elderly are found abandoned in multiple care homes. You know, is this just neglect? And because the people looking after them, right, looking after the dying elderly, couldn't go to work because they were afraid of giving them coronavirus, and then all of a sudden, oh look, they found loads of dead people in their homes. Do you understand? They're killing the elderly. This whole thing is about dying and killing off this generation that most people don't care. You know, like we've lost our contact and our connection with our ancestors in a way. We don't treat them the same as what we should. We put them in homes and we leave them. You know what I mean? It should be part of the family. They raised you. Corpses of the elderly found abandoned in Spanish care homes. So is this because people have not been going to work? Nothing to do with corona, you know, it has to do with corona. This has to do with corona, the fact that the people looking after the elderly didn't go to work in fear of, well, affecting them. And in the end, because they couldn't look after themselves, these elderly, they fucking died. You know what I mean? See the reverse of that. Using fear to not people like, oh, you can't go to work because you might infect them. They die anyway because they can't look after themselves. Coronavirus. Army to deliver supplies to vulnerable as war intensifies. Look how they know that the war intensifies. Right? Which war are they talking about here? There's multiple wars going on. There's an economic war. There's a so-called Coronas war. There's a war in the Middle East raging right now. There's wars in Africa. Which war? UK cases, right. What's going on, folks? What's going on around you? Let's say this is all truth. What's going on around you right now that's killing the elderly? Neglect? The system? No compassion? Right? No time because you're an economic slave and you have to go to work because you can't afford to look after your family members? What else? The fact that it's a business? How much does funeral costs these days? It's a business. The world is a business, people. More than 5,000 cases confirmed, eh? How many of them have been celebrities? How many of them have been elderly? How many people, oh dear, have really been tested? I'll tell you what, the answer is everyone is going to get tested and every single one of us has got the coronavirus. How about that? Why are you scared? You've already got it. Spain seeks NATO help as virus death tolls near, what, 2,700. Again, asking for NATO. What's going on? Why? Why is it these countries? So 9 EU states sign off on joint military intervention force. Backed by the UK. Participate after Brexit. Established a European military force for rapid deployment in times of crisis. So we're in a crisis, right? Are they going to be deployed? It's already there. It's already been done. It's agreed. Oh, notice it's been spearheaded by the French President Emmanuel Macron, and he is most definitely part of the United Nations and a scumbag. One of them. 100%. So why and who is this European military force gonna come out? You know what I mean? What crisis is going to be this to be called for? Who is the European army going to be fighting? That's my question. Why do they need a European army? And who is going to be their enemy if they've created this to begin with? They know they've got one, right? So who's the enemy? Is it going to be the Muslims? Do you reckon? Civil war? Crises? I mean, there's so many cards at play here around us. It's unbelievable. We need to just see past all of these divides and go, okay, he's a human being, he's got a soul. Spain proves permanent base for US Marine Rapid Reaction Force. So, when was this? 3rd of September 2015. So all these deaths in Spain have got something to do with this. The US. 100%. Everywhere the US go, death follows them. What are the US doing in Spain? What are they doing? Spanish Defense Minister threatens Torah and foresees further army deployment. 15th of March 2020. No. Do you kind of get where I'm trying to take you thought-wise, that there's something clearly going on with the military here, and the coronavirus is at the center of it, the epicenter of it. But it isn't what you've been told. Army drafted into imposed lockdown at Italian coronavirus epicenter. Again, There's videos that make you question everything if you look closer. My opinion is, going on what I've been reading, is that they want sweeping laws to take out anyone that's in their path about to stop them doing what they want to do, install the 5G. They want to then prepare for war in terms of getting certain private structures ready under the guise of this coronavirus, i.e., you know, they want they want to put 10 more hospitals in place because they know obviously war might come, and voila, you know, all these things are just miraculously in place before it happened. All these extra hospitals, all these extra things that just happen to be in place, ready for mass casualties. Do you get it? That they're taking commercial private companies and turning them into factories for the military. Yeah? They are getting ready for war. Coronavirus patients line the corridors in footage from inside Italian hospital as military trucks transport scores of victims' coffins to be cremated. Now you can look at this footage. It is a joke. Look at this. You know, it looks like, yeah, it looks like the hospital's a bit busy. But these are old people, probably got preconditions. And this is the cemetery they took them to. This is the cemetery. Right? It's got symbolic. It's symbolic. Military trucks turn up. Don't see any coffins. Don't see any inside any of the trucks. Don't see any bodies. And all you see is empty coffins. Must be real, right? And a hospital ward that does look overrun. Where are they all corona patients? Probably not. Are these all corona patients? I don't think so. You see, they can trick you with just still pictures. And they do. That's just how the media works. You can watch the film. It's so horrifying. Loads of people dying everywhere. You know, it's tragic. You know, dead bodies everywhere. They didn't even show you the morgue, right? Didn't say nothing. It's just the power of suggestion. That's all it is, the power of suggestion. Canadian military will no longer release info about numbers of personnel affected by COVID-19. Because of security reasons. Recently confirmed 3 cases, including involving a reservist who had been on a personal trip to Spain. Also state that no person overseas operations had tested positive for COVID. What? So one of the 3 cases was a reservist who was on a personal trip to Spain. But the Canadian forces had also stated that no personnel on overseas operations had tested positive for COVID. Right, so they're saying there that they've got overseas operations here for COVID. It's code. Do you get it? Like I said, the US are doing something in Spain. They're doing something in Italy. There's a coup going on. They're attacking certain individuals because of what they know, because they're spreading the truth. Just like I am now. I've got a target on my back. But this is all. There's hidden codes and language in these articles. But the novel. The novel, yeah, I mean it's made up, novel. It's been written. You know what I'm saying? It's script, part of the script. See how this is what they do? They use this, so they use the coronavirus, and that's a code word which can have multiple meanings. It's a label now. So these could be talking about war. That's what I'm saying. Casualties of war. Lebanon army deployed to enforce public lockdown. Dealing with a financial crisis. Right? Because everyone's connected to the oil industry, right? Most of us. To the petrol dollar. Canadian military units overseas await deployment of their own COVID testing kits. So the military, right, overseas, they don't have their own testing kits, but the celebrities, right, on the television, they've all been tested, right? They've got them, but military personnel overseas, they haven't got them. Really, come on, people, wake up! It's all a joke. It's all a charade. It's all theatrics. They're all actors. They're all paid to be on the stage. Yeah, so they have to rush in to fill an emergency order, right? For Canadian troops and warships deployed overseas. So they're saying they've got warships and troops overseas. Where are they? Anyway. World prepares for war as tanks gather at borders in Middle East after US airstrike. And this was the beginning of the year. Right at the beginning of the year. War, everyone! War, right at the beginning of the year. 2020. What a year it's going to fucking be. Holy shit balls, people. War is coming. It's always been here. The people in charge are the warmongers. They're the terrorists. They're the real people that cause mass casualties on a scale unimaginable. For why? For what? For humanity's enslavement. So they can get people that have less than us to work for nothing. And as you go, what do we see? What was happening around the world? What was happening around the world before all this kicked off? Mass protests around the earth, right? Hong Kong, China, Italy, Spain, right? All the places that were having protests. France. Don't see it anymore because because of this coronavirus, right? We're on lockdown. We can't go out and protest. Do you get it? It's a taking away our freedom of speech. Senator, Chinese build up in South China Sea. These things really drive me up the fucking wall. Go away. Senator. Chinese build up in South China Sea like preparing for a World War III. When was this written? Started last year. World War III warning. China orders army to prepare for World War III in 2019. Global conflict could be on the horizon. Just telling you. You know, we've never lived in peaceful times. Ever. We've always lived in a time of war. We've all been born into a deceitful world of lies and deceit. Mass genocide. US, Iran on precipice of unpredictable Middle Eastern war. When was this? Don't know. Oh, over there. 3rd of the 1st, 2020. After the killing of Iranian Qasem Soleimani. Damn words. You see what I'm saying? Escalation. War. And there is so many more things that I've seen today about this, that they want to track you using your mobile phone data. They want to track everyone so that they, you know, if you get it, you can be tracked for your mobile phone data, etc. And there's so many bad things they've planned to take away from our rights. Wake up, please, everyone. Please share, like, and subscribe. Till next time. I'm sorry it's not as entertaining. I'm sorry it's not, you know, a movie. I will get round to doing something that is more approachable to all audiences, that portrays a message of hope. Please share, like, and subscribe.